was always my thing, this dark female energy, man. I liked it. I liked it because it was like dangerous. Remember that song, Poison? That girl is poison. I forgot who sung it. And they know. I experienced that when I was 15. This girl, see, and it's funny how this works. So we were at a pool one night, and she didn't have her swimsuit, so she was like wearing her underwear. And then she gets in the water, and then it's kind of see-through, and she was doing it obviously to get the guys to look at her. And I remember I was 15. I was trying to tell her I was pissed off. I was like, "You're just doing this. Like, why are you teasing the guys?" "What do you mean?" "No, I don't have a bathing suit." I said, I can't prove it. I can't prove it, but you're lying. "No, why are you being like that?" That type of stuff. She looked really hot. She looked really good, but she was dangerous. And she was an edging addict. And that stuff used to drive me crazy, man. I wonder sometimes, like, do they even know they're doing it? Because people can lie to themselves on such deep level. Do they really tell themselves? Yeah, they probably do. Like, no, I just wanted to go swimming and I didn't have anything. How are you going to prove that they're lying? They're lying to their own self. There's a movie reference, though. Casino. Yeah, most of you have seen that. But even if you saw it, study that character, Sharon Stone. Look how she worked Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro, badass. So they needed to cast a heavyweight girl, man. They knew what she was doing. Man, she knows how to play that. She's really good. I was at the gym and I saw they had it playing because they got 12 different TVs with different things on. But I noticed, they're playing Casino. And it was during some of those scenes, and I was watching it. I was reading the titles, because you can't hear it. And she was, she got into trouble or something, and she comes and sees De Niro, and he's like, "Look, here's what we got to do." Oh, because she started messing around with Joe Pesci, and she's working everybody, working De Niro, working Joe Pesci, working this other guy, the salesman, but making them all think that they're the one for her. She's in love with only them. They were doing that in Thailand too when I was there. Man, these girls were banking. They'd meet a guy, he'd be there. They would find a guy who's only going to be there a short time, like a couple weeks or something, or a month. Then they would be his girlfriend. And then she'd say, "Oh, I only want to be with you, and I want to get out of this business." And then they'd leave, and they keep sending her money. Then she'd do it again with the next tourist that came. They had 5-6 guys, man, sending them constant money, thinking like they're the only one. So Sharon Stone, though, she was doing that in the movie. And then she got involved with Joe Pesci, and this was dangerous, because he was crazy. He played a character good, too. And she goes back to De Niro, and De Niro's like trying to explain to her. So, okay, here's what we got to do. I don't remember what he said, but like, don't mess with him anymore, and we have to play this right, otherwise we're going to get in trouble. She's like, yes, I'm going to listen to you totally. Thank you. And then it cuts to where she's back with Joe Pesci having sex with him. And De Niro was narrating. He's like, "This is how she thanks me." And then she'd come back again to De Niro. And De Niro's like, "You're such a good actress." That's what he told her. And she made that face where this is how manipulative the female energy can be for a guy, because we want to believe so bad, because we like it. We're like, we like that insanity somehow. And so we want to believe them. And so they put the face on like they're sorry. And you're telling them how full of shit they are. But they're looking, you want to believe that they know that. And they're sorry that they're full of shit, basically. And, but really they don't care, man. They don't care. She didn't have a place to sleep, so that's why she went back to De Niro's room, and she knew she had to pretend to listen to him. But the pretending is so good, the acting's so good. That's why De Niro told her, it's like, "You're a good actress." And still he still let her like stay there. And then he even put his arm around her. This was such a good movie, man. It shows like the vulnerability in some men. So, yeah, are you attracted to that? To that dark female energy? I was. So I can relate. How to get out of it. If you know you're attracted to destructiveness, I mean, that stuff will get you killed if you're not careful. And you want to break free of it, how do you get out of it? Is there like some prescription, some steps I can write down and you follow that and you're out of it? No, that's not how it worked for me. How it worked for me is I had to have those experiences. And look, the less drugs you do, the better. I've said this in another video. Life is about experience and transcending. You can't transcend something if two ingredients aren't there. The actual experience of it, number one. Number two, the sober analysis of your experience. If you're doing drugs and doing things that keep you in a numb state of mind, or dopamine hits, or beating off all the time, watching porn, you can't ascertain or analyze things properly. You're just a slave to these habits, and you're going to keep doing it again and again. You have no power. Lack of power is the problem. So how are you going to transcend it? Fortunately, I stopped like drugs when I was 16. I was done. I hit bottom. I was just done. It was making me crazy. So I didn't, and then I started seeing retention at an early age, in my early 20s. So I would still have all these experiences, but I had a sober mind. That helped me get free of these things by having the experience and by looking at like that they don't work. There's not a way to have these experiences in a way that's not destructive. And we can try in a bunch of different ways, but it all ends up like it don't work. That's what I realized. But there's another ingredient. It's the main ingredient, actually. I had the experience. I had the sober analysis, but still I realized I don't have the power to stop doing this stuff. I get caught up. Maybe I won't do it for a couple years, 5 years. This is the thing. Some of the young people, arrogant people, they think, just stop. 20 years old, he says, yeah, I just stopped. Just make up your mind to stop. I'm like, yeah, come talk to me in another 10, 20 years. Let's see how your stopping's doing. And because you don't know, man. Life can prescribe a situation, a circumstance, and next thing you know, you're thrown back into it again. So I'm talking to those people, a little more mature, live life a little more, that understand these things. Yeah, this is my audience, and it's a narrow group of people, and good. That's what I'm looking for. I wish I could. The algorithm would only send to those. I'm not trying to reach the masses here. So I recognized I couldn't stop it, even though I knew without a doubt I need to stop it. The compulsion kept pulling me back into it. And those circumstances, if I met that dark female energy again, I would get activated. I would justify and rationalize in my mind how, oh, this is different this time. Yeah, right, maybe it'll work. And I would know, I'm like, God damn it, you're doing it again. You're like lying to yourself again. But I was so caught up in that grip, that compulsive grip, I couldn't do anything about it. I'm like, what is the solution here? I'm like, God, do you really want me to keep doing this? Like, this sucks. Is this why I'm here on the planet? Just to crash and burn my whole life and just like, okay, it can't be. It like can't be. So what's going on here? Like, I need help. That's a surrender. That's an organic surrender. When I paid attention to that, when that was my new mainstream of thinking, like, God help me. Like, I can't stop doing this. I need help. Where's this power? Now, when I'm praying to God, this power is inside, by the way. It's not like I'm praying to some entity in outer space and hoping to get help. No, this power is inside, but we can't access it until we exhaust our own little personal self, little limited power. It's like they say, two masters can't sit on the same throne. I'm either relying on my mental self-willpower, which we're all conditioned to do for a while. Once that burns out, then if I see the limitation in that, and I constantly am open to receiving, believing and understanding there's a greater power than that inside me, then all of a sudden that greater power can start to come through, because I've like gave up my limited mental self-willpower. Then that power can do for me what there's no way I could do for myself. I couldn't do it. So then what happens now, I still like the dark female energy, but I don't get caught up in it. They can't get me. In fact, it's a bit repulsive if I'm engaged in it for too long. Like if I'm talking too long, like if I start seeing all those little tactics and tricks and flirtation and edging they used to do, that used to get me, now it's like, okay, I think it's time to go. It's not attractive anymore. How could that happen? How can that shift happen? How can it go from being super attractive to like I'm a slave to it, to all of a sudden now I'm like turned off by it? How? Yeah, evolution. Who controls evolution? Grace, universe, I don't know. That's the only way to be free, when that real shift happens. And then there's no danger anymore. Like that character's burnt up. You just don't have to worry about it anymore. You're not gonna fall. Yeah, you might fall back for a minute or a day or something, but you'll come out of it really quick. Because your new character is born, like you've been like reborn on a spiritual level, on an evolutionary level. You have new glasses now. Like you're not the same. Your wiring's different. Your CPU's different. You had an upgrade. You just see things different. Your wisdom is activated. Then, okay, now you start to feel like, yeah, now this is how I'm supposed to be. I knew I was missing something. Okay, this is the inner strength and stability that I'm like meant to be here with. You see, that's freedom. This is what we're all destined to realize, whether one knows that or not. And those of you that already know that, that means that it's just a question of time. You're going to be free. You just have to keep going. Because if these words already resonate with you, that means you already know this inside. If this knowledge in you was so asleep, then these words wouldn't, not only will they not resonate, you'll get mad at me. That's what happens. People get offended. They think they're going to offend me by their nonsense, but I'm like, you're just showing me that like you're not ready to wake up, basically. So that's how I got free. I had the experience. By the grace of God, I didn't end up in prison. I did the analysis. I saw that like, this is crazy, man. Then I saw I can't be free of this. And then I started to be aware or open to how this higher power is trying to come through us all the time, but we're not aware of it. We don't recognize it. We judge and think, oh, if I'm struggling or if I'm in pain, that means God's not helping me. No, we have to go through that pain and struggle. That's like part of the curriculum. Instead of trying to get out of the pain, be open to how I can have the power to bear this pain a little bit. We got to go through the alchemic process. The coal has to get crushed before it can become a diamond. We have to bear this crushing, and don't put a time limit on it. Oh, it's already been a month. It's already been a year. There's just no way around it. All that matters is you're dedicated to freedom. How long that takes, it's not our business. We can't control the results. What are we going to do? Just keep complaining and saying this don't work? Okay, what's the alternative? Go back to PMO and You know, we have no choice but to go forward. The other thing is lifestyle habits. Clean your life up, because that makes it easier to access this power that I'm pointing to right now. This is why I made the other channel, Transcending Shadows, and this is why I'm a proponent of semen retention, because that gives us some power. It makes our mind more sharp so that we can get the downloads from these higher sources. If our vehicle is all out of balance and out of whack, then how can this deeper power bleed through? Because it's being blocked by the dullness that's derived from our just debaucherous lifestyle. It doesn't work. The food we eat, the company we keep, the environment we go in, are we preserving our sexual energy? Are we keeping the body fit and healthy? That makes it easier to access this higher power. So it has to be a full spectrum package. And if you want to, I wrote a book about all this, Autobiography of a Human. Yeah, I give in detail my journey. You can see that, it's on my website. And also a semen retention book, if you want to. Sometimes the books we read, it's more intimate and personal. The video is different. Both are good, but the message I want to leave you with is you keep going. And this is the purpose of the videos. It's not to really teach you something, it's to encourage you to keep going and to let you know where you're at. That wherever you're at is normal and it's okay, and like everybody has to go through that process. You're not so like unique and you're doing something wrong and oh, it should be easier, I must be doing something wrong. No, that's your mind lying to you. That's the purpose of these videos, all right, to let you know like that's not true, that you're exactly where you are and you're gonna be free. It's guaranteed.